I didn't misunderstand you. I understood you clearly. I chose you when I had options laid out in front of me. Didn't need the noise of wondering who else might be around. I gave you my time with intention, not curiosity. I wasn't halfway in, I was standing on solid ground. At home you were present enough to keep me believing. A little distant but gentle, trying hard in your way. Holding me close by a moment you thought felt like love. Saying the words you knew I needed you to say. But connection isn't something you can compensate for, and closeness can't be wrapped up and bought. I felt the space even when you were right beside me, like your heart was somewhere I wasn't allowed to walk. I chose you when I had options and freedom to choose. Otherwise you chose options when you already had me standing here. That wasn't confusion, a time and a circumstance. That was character show itself clear. I was building something honest, steady and real. You were dividing attention quietly. That's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference between you and me. Nothing crossed the line while you were under our roof. You kept that version careful, predictable and clean. But distance gave you room to become someone else entirely. When work put miles in between, you said the pressure followed you wherever you went. Said stress explained the way you changed. But love doesn't shift its shape with location, and loyalty doesn't loosen its reins. If faithfulness only exists when I'm present, then it was never really there to begin. Because commitment doesn't need supervision, and respect doesn't disappear when you leave again. I chose you when I had options and freedom to choose. Otherwise you chose options when you already had me standing here. That wasn't freedom, it was convenience dressed up as truth. That wasn't honesty. I was trusting what we said we were building together. You were keeping doors open quietly. That's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference. Now I see. You tried to cover the distance with effort and gestures. Tried to fill the silence with things you could bring. But affection without presence still leaves you lonely. No matter how shiny the offering, love doesn't feel like something you manage or something you switch on and off. And if it fades when no one is watching, then it was never as solid as you thought. I didn't lose trust in one moment. It wore down every time the truth stayed partial. I won't compete with miles of hidden choices. I won't accept love that performs. If it only exists when I'm watching closely, it was never really mine at all. I chose you when I had options and freedom to choose. Otherwise you chose options when you already had me standing here. That wasn't bad luck or temptation or a mistake. That was a decision made clear. I don't regret the heart I gave you when I believed in us. I just changed who gets it next. That's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference. And I'm finally at peace with it. I believe the effort. Now I believe the pattern.